Teenagers are the absolute worst. And I mean, honestly, they are. They're good and they're bad. And the funny thing is now that I'm a parent of teenagers, I look back at how I was as a teenager and I'm almost embarrassed. Like you thought somehow you were fooling your parents, or you thought, I love this, you thought you knew more than your parents, right? Can you remember back to being a teenager and remember thinking those things? Remember thinking you knew everything. You were so much smarter than them. All these thoughts. And now that I'm a parent of teenagers, I'm looking at them going, I know exactly what you're thinking because I had those exact thoughts. And then, of course, no, you have no idea what it's like now. That's my other favorite thing. You don't understand. I mean, I don't 100% understand, but I kind of do. And I know they hate that. They hate that because you're right. I don't understand the pressures of social media. I don't understand certain things that go on, but I understand like the gist of life. And I understand. I can also see through lies because heaven forbid I told those lies, or it's just interesting. So this week's reading, we're reading in John chapter 6. And in there, it's after the miracle when Christ feeds the 5,000, with the loaves and fishes, and the people are following him, and they want more food. They want to be fed more. And he's like, hey, instead of me giving you food, I can give you something that will last forever. I'll give you something that will give you eternal life. And the people they're like, no, we want food. You don't understand. You don't understand. We want food. And he's like, okay, what I can give you is better than food. And they turned away and they left. And they're like, no, we know what we want. We know what we need. Kind of like our teenagers. We know what we want. And Christ is saying to them, honestly, you guys, trust me, what I can give you is so much greater. But they turned and left. And then he turns to his apostles and he says to them, he's like, will ye also go away? Are you also going to leave? And Peter says, why would we leave? And he says in chapter 6, verse 68, he says, Lord, to whom shall we go? Because thou hast words of eternal life. They understood who Christ was. And they understood and they didn't understood. I mean, we see all through the New Testament how things they didn't quite understand. But at that moment, they had enough faith, they had enough trust that they know you can feed us eternally. We know who you are. And so when I look at our teenagers, and our teenagers who just, when we're dealing with colleges, when we're dealing with budgets, when we're dealing with things and they're saying, you don't understand, and we're just like, will you please just trust me and have faith in me that I kind of know how to do these things? I feel that's kind of the way Christ looks at us. Will you please have faith in me? And will you please trust me that I know what's best for you? I mean, it's the exact same thing. It's like to the kids, will you just, funny thing, our son who, before his mission, we said, these grades, you're going to be mad if you come home from going on a 2-year mission, that if your grades are low for that first year. And trust us. What do you know? Sure enough, he comes home and he's like, oh my gosh, I wish I had better grades before I left. And it's like, well, funny. I mean, wouldn't that be great if you'd have parents that had told you that? I mean, we understand certain things, and that's the way Christ looks at us. Sometimes when we don't get the answers we want, when prayers aren't answered the way we think, he says, just please have faith and trust in me that I know what's best for you. Just like we do with our teenagers. Just please trust me and know that I know what's best for you. Christ is doing that same thing. And he's going to let us stumble and fall, but he's going to be right there to help us how he knows we need help. Nothing breaks my heart more than when I hear people who turn away from Christ because their prayers weren't answered how they thought they should have been answered. Well, I didn't receive this blessing, or I didn't receive this, or whatever it didn't come how they think. And it's just trust. Have faith in Him. Just like we beg our kids, please just trust me. I know how these things kind of work. We too should look into Christ and say, Lord, where would we go? We trust you. We believe in you. We have faith that maybe our answers aren't going to come right now, but eventually the answers will come, and I know they do. It may take years. It may not come till after we die, but I know the answers will come. So remember that and keep the faith. I hope you all have a wonderful day.